Okay, you are live. Hi, everybody. Welcome. We are here again for another live video, and I'm very excited because this live video, this experience is going to be totally something different for me, for the watchers, for the viewers, and also for the person that I am going to be interviewing. So today I'm going to be interviewing this beautiful, amazing soul, this beautiful girl. Her name is Kourtney Moulis, and she's going to correct me if I said it wrong, like Moulis. And it's interesting because she's the first person that I am doing an interview that I don't know personally. I have never met her in person. We actually connected through social media, through Instagram. And we were just like sharing, like our passions, right? As she was just sharing and being herself in her posts, I really felt connected and I liked what she was sharing. And I think it's something super interesting because she's gonna bring us that idea, that consciousness, and that information, and it's something that completely changed her life. So this video is all about nutrition. It's all about health. It's about the transformation that she had. She is from Louisiana, so she was born in Lafayette, Louisiana. So has something that, what the only thing I really know about Louisiana, I'm in California, it's, the food, right? The fried chicken. I was telling her that when I used to go to New York from California, I would have to make a stop in Louisiana, and I wanted to eat, and all there was, it was like chicken, fried food, that mashed potato. I mean, delicious. But I remember at that time too, I was starting to try to eat also healthier, and I'm like, wait, is this the only thing that is here? And I'm hungry, I have to eat. So that all goes together with where she grew up and how her eating habits were, the knowledge that she also had and didn't have about nutrition and her health. So she was overweight, and now she's gonna come and tell us her story regarding her fitness journey, her transformation, and the products that she started using and that she continues to use. And now she's an associate for this company that is called IDLife. I don't know much about it yet, so we are all going to be learning together. The only thing that really caught my attention when she first mentioned it to me is that something I never really heard before is how these companies, these products are not just let's go get a pre-workout, and whatever pre-workout that I get or protein shake, everybody is gonna buy it. 10 people are drinking the same protein shake, which I don't know. I mean, I guess that's okay. But what she's bringing on with this IDLife company is that they really focus on making something specifically for the person, for the client, for the person that wants that change. So it's all about that DNA. And that's all I really know. I mean, she's gonna come and give us a lot more information about this IDLife that sounds really, really cool. So now I am gonna bring her on in here, and she's gonna come and tell us all this magic IDLife. Okay. Oh, by the way, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to comment them right there. We're gonna probably take some time at the end to answer those questions. And if not, we'll make sure that she connects with you, I connect with you, but you'll have an answer eventually. Okay, here we are, Kourtney.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very good. Thank you for being here with us. I'm sure you heard everything I was saying about you. How do you feel? Let's start by saying, how do you feel about doing an interview with someone that you never really met before in person?
If it was any just random stranger, I think I would have declined. Especially since I get very nervous and I have stage fright. But I have a connection with you that just lets me know that everything is okay. And so I'm here for it. I'm okay with it.
Yes, I love it. Thank you for trusting, Thank you for trusting and being so open about it. It's very cool. And tell us where you are. So I mentioned Louisiana. Tell us a little bit about where you are and who are you, and who are you, and how did you start your journey and your
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana, born and raised here. So I guess my journey really started. I was diagnosed with depression right before high school. It was like 7th or 8th grade. And whenever that happened, I found comfort in the food that I had available to me. So like Kat had said, in Louisiana, we're basically known for our food. We have the best food, which is a great thing, unless you're a depressed, overweight teenager, in which case we've got like boudin is a big one here. I'm not really going to go into like everything that's in there, but it's not really good for you. So that was a big one. It's something that I've eaten my whole life, and it really connected me to my childhood. So that and junk food and all of our Cajun good food, like our rice and gravy and our gumbo, all of it was comforting to me because all my grandparents, my parents, all of my friends, it's just something that we all come together for. So whenever I wasn't feeling great, I knew that there was going to be comfort in that food, but it very quickly started to catch up with me. And before I knew it, I was probably a sophomore or a junior in high school, and I found myself at almost 170 pounds. I'm 5'2", so I'm pretty short. So I just got round. And like nothing is wrong with being a bigger person, but it was starting to impact my day-to-day life, and I couldn't look in the mirror. I felt like every time I ate anything, I was constantly gaining weight. I lost all my confidence. I just wasn't myself anymore. So that's kind of what prompted me to start eating healthier and working out, except I didn't know what to eat or how to work out or who to talk to, because I guess everywhere else in the United States, it's probably pretty normal to have like an exercise routine and like eating healthy. Like I feel like that's probably normal in other places. But here we're just so used to, like, we also have a big thing with drinking. Luckily, I'm not that person who drinks a lot, but it's just hard to find someone here who can help you with exercise and food and just like a healthier lifestyle. So I didn't have that person, is what I'm trying to say. So I kind of started everything by myself. I made my mom jump on board with me. So she would cook for me, and she would make like grilled chicken and salad. And we ate that for a very long time. And like, don't get me wrong, it was good and it was food. But it wasn't what we were used to. And we didn't know anything outside of that. So it was difficult to get that started. I mentioned that we didn't really know what to do in terms of exercise. So we would walk at night. Every night we'd walk for like an hour. After a while, we started running a little bit. Now these things helped. I lost the weight, maybe not very quickly. And then eventually I did hit a plateau. I'm going to get to that though. So these things were working really well for me, and I was losing weight. But once, let's fast forward, probably like my sophomore year of college, I realized that I was down probably about 20, 25, maybe 30 pounds, which was really good, but I still wasn't where I wanted to be.
Or feel.
Exactly. I wasn't feeling any better. I was having less bad days. But they weren't really going away. And so the people that I'm working with now very closely had reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to try out this DNA thing. So what it is a test. It's a DNA test. It comes in a little.
Let me call you off. I'm sorry. Let me call you off. Because I love where you're going, and we're gonna talk about the product. But before we go in there, I want to dive in a little deeper into the story of that. And this is how I feel like we are also going to connect also the people that are watching, because I love what you said. Yeah, you are from Louisiana. Maybe everybody that's watching this, in other places is from there, but we get the idea. And I love, and I can really connect because, I used to be overweight myself too. And, the feeling, and I'm sure that anybody that, has had that problem, how it's like a drug, right? When you have a drug, so you were using all these drugs, the food, and after you came and you decided to make this change, I'm sure you had, like, even though you were losing weight, your body is used to all these drugs, and when you stop giving it to it, I'm sure you felt like, yeah, better because you were losing weight, but your brain, and that's where I feel like the IDLife is gonna come in.
Yeah.
All these cells, everything that's happening inside of our bodies, right? With all that huge change that you made. So now, before you continue, what made you, because I know you mentioned that you also suffer of depression. What made you, how did that come? Like, what made you say, like, this is enough? Like, I want to do something. I want to, lose weight, mostly because you never had anything to look for or anyone to, like, give you advice or anything. Like, what made you do that change and start doing something with your mom?
So I don't know like, I can't recall the exact moment in which I decided that enough was enough. But I do remember at one point, my favorite clothes started to not fit me anymore. And so, like anybody else, I got some new clothes. And then when those started to not fit me anymore, then I was kind of like, I couldn't keep buying new clothes. I couldn't afford that. But also I just realized that, let me put it into perspective. At that time, I was wearing a size 13 to 15, depending on the brand, basically. And I'm not one to pay attention to size because I feel like a lot of companies' sizes run differently. But that's just a perspective to look at it from. So I kind of just realized that I couldn't continue buying new clothes, and I couldn't really, like, look at myself in the mirror and find, like, the beauty in myself that every person deserves to see when they look at themselves. And if I cry, I'm sorry. I might.
No, I love this. What all of this is about. Like, I love it. I want to cry because I've been there. I know and I love it. So, woo, please.
But I will say it was also very rewarding while losing weight to not only fit in my old favorite clothes again, but to surpass that and them not fit because they're too big. And it's never been for me about being small. It's just that I was uncomfortable. I not only, like, couldn't find my confidence, but, like, I was not comfortable sitting down or standing up or, like, laying in my bed. It felt like if I wasn't straight, I something was hurting, and I had no energy, no focus. I had no motivation. So at that point in my life, especially once I got my mom on board, it was like the stepping stones. Like, I took the first step to starting to eat better. But like you had said, even though I was feeling better because I was gaining more confidence back, there was a piece of my brain that was always after, like, the sugar high. Because a lot of the junk food that I was eating before, I was eating it because the, like, serotonin I would get or the dopamine from the sugar would make me feel better, but it was very temporary. So then I would eat more and more, and then eventually, yeah, that all caught up to me. So yeah, that's basically when I decided that I needed to make a change. And then I had some small motivational factors that weren't true motivation, but it was enough to get the ball rolling. Like, I was going on vacation and I was going on a cruise. So I had to look good in my swimsuit And like those things are motivational and they hold your interest, but only for so long. So if you're looking to start a weight loss journey so that way you can go to the beach, you're probably not going to go as far as you want. But if you truly want to feel better and have more confidence and more energy, like naturally, those are the driving factors that are going to keep you going. So it took me a while to figure that out. But once I had that under my belt, it's been a lot easier because I don't really wear swimsuits now. I don't really care about the way that I look as much as I do about the way that I feel. And I feel so much better. And I can keep up. I have the energy to keep up with my godchildren. I don't have children of my own, but I know a lot of people who do have children that just want to play with their kids at the end of the day, or even like see their kids graduate high school. And those are all factors that have to do with your health and longevity. So
I love it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Thank you. And now, before we move into the question about IDLife, can you show us a picture of how you used to look? If you have one there, and how long ago? How long has it been since you started doing, well, before you did IDLife, how long has it been since you actually lost those 25 pounds?
Okay. I started IDLife about a year ago. I think next month will be a year. So before I started using those products, I had hit that plateau. I was down on my weight and I was still like doing the things to make the progress. The progress just wasn't being made, which is when someone approached me about it. But at the time, when I started my journey towards the end of high school, like I said, I was about 170. I had lost about 25, 30 pounds. That was, so like I was probably like 145, 150. I was around there. I don't know my exact weight today because I don't really get on the scale too much.
Yeah.
But I think that I'm around like 130. The lowest I was 115. So a lot of the weight that I've gained back is mostly muscle.
Yeah.
I'm doing more strength training these days. So I'm building my muscle, which weighs more than fat, but I'm also losing body fat still. So
show us a picture now.
Yes. So this was right around my senior year. I want to say, I'm trying to get it to.
There you go. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah. So I was like 17 or 18 in that picture. I'm 22 and a lot.
Yeah. And you have a nice butt too. You have a nice like curve.
Yeah, girl.
Also like the importance of mixing not just the nutrition, but also the exercise, right? So you're combining both. I love it. Okay, so now tell us about what is IDLife. What does it mean that you're an associate with IDLife? What is it? Teach us.
All right. Okay. So an associate basically means that I can make commission off of anyone who wants to try out the products. In layman's terms. But someone had approached me and told me that she started doing this thing. She did this DNA test and it gave her an owner's manual to her body. And I am such a nerd, so I was like, hold on. You're telling me that I can swab my cheeks and get back a report that tells me how I should be eating, how I should be exercising, how to take care of my body in terms of vitamins, in terms of inflammation, how much caffeine I can have, like all these things. And she's like, yes. And I was like, no way. Like, that is the coolest thing. Yeah. And so I was all in. I was like, I've got to do that. That is so cool. So
you were already like, you had already started your journey. So you were already motivated to
exactly. Yeah.
And you hit the plateau. So you're like, what? And then
I was kind of like, where do I go from here? And then she just showed up and I was like, okay, well, that's the path that I need to take.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and printed out my DNA report and I'm going to share a couple pages with y'all.
Yeah.
So it looks like this. It takes like 4 to 6 weeks for the results to come in because they have to send it to the lab and everything. But there's a table of contents.
And that's all you. That's you. That's for you. That's especially for you.
So all of the things that it covers is personalized information for me. And it's all different considering we all have different genetics. So this is the summary page. So it's just like a quick overlook of everything that the report covers. So a couple things that I learned was that I'm at an increased risk for inflammation. And inflammation is the underlying factor for over 90% of cancers, diseases, illnesses that all humans go through. So knowing that I'm at an increased risk gives me kind of like an advantage. I can keep it under control and do the things that are going to be beneficial for me to keep it lower. So that way later on in life, I'm not struggling with arthritis or cancer or like heart disease, whatever it might be. Now, that's not to say that I won't have any of those things, but I can take the cautionary measures before. That way I'm less likely. I've also learned that I have increased requirements for folate, which a lot of times people don't think about micronutrients too much, but folate's an important one because every single cell in your body requires folate in order to repair or regrow or make a new cell. Put that into perspective of what that could mean. A lot of women who have miscarriages, scientifically, people say that you can't figure out why miscarriages happen. That may be true, but if you're deficient in folate, you don't have enough to produce a new human being.
That gives me the
so that could be a huge factor, but a lot of people don't think to look there for multiple reasons. One of them being that doctors are not trained in nutrition. So a lot of doctors, and it's really not their fault, they don't have to do that. They don't realize that that could be an underlying factor. So that's just like 2 things that I've learned from my report, and there's 44 pages in here. So it goes into exactly what your carbs and fats should look like, where they should come from, how much you should have a day, what type of exercises your muscle fibers are like reacting better to. So for me, I am a mix between power and endurance, which means that I benefit best from like HIIT workouts, or I'm trying to see like what it says in here.
To see like more results, right?
Yeah, exactly. So like full body movements will maximize my muscle performance. So that's like one of the reasons that I've been doing more strength training is that I'm using my whole body, but it's like an explosive all at once movement instead of like running for 2 hours, which I would never do anyway. So yeah, there's a lot of information in here. And then in the back, there's like food recommendations. I went through and highlighted which ones would be best for me. So that way, whenever I get tired of the food that I'm eating, I can switch it up a little bit. But there's a ton of information in here. And
not for like forever, or you change this every few months, or how does that work? Like,
so you do it once, and it's not telling you like what's okay. Let me start over. If you do a blood test per se, then you would get like a screenshot of what is in your body at the moment that your blood was tested. So that changes by the minute, by the hour, by the day. So if I take one this week and one next week, the results would be completely different. If I take this every day for the rest of my life, the results are always going to be exactly the same, because it's telling me, like with the vitamins portion, it's not telling me what's in my body. It's telling me how my body metabolizes it. So if my body uses less or more, or requires less or more, then I'll know that. And that comes in handy because not only am I getting these micronutrients from my food, but I also am taking vitamins every morning and every night. So IDLife takes, you don't have to do the DNA report to get your vitamin recommendations, but you can sync your DNA report with your assessment. And so what the assessment does is it gives you recommendations based on like a lifestyle assessment. So this is mine. It has my name on it.
Cool.
Yeah. So you take an assessment and ask questions like how much sunlight do you get, which like where do you live? So it's based on like location as well. How much fish do you eat? Questions like that. How often do you work out? What are your goals? And then the coolest part about it is at the end of the assessment, it asks if you've ever been diagnosed with any illnesses or anything. And also if you're on any medication. So it then takes all these answers and cross-references it with over 5,000 published peer-reviewed studies to recommend like what vitamins you're probably needing more of. So some of mine that I've got in here, they're all for different things. So before I get into that, when you're going through your assessment, you can click on why. So it'll show you like which vitamin it recommends. And if you click why, it not only tells you why it recommends it for you specifically, but it also tells you what study they're looking at that they got that information from. So if you're a nerd like myself, then you're...
Are you a Scorpion?
Yes.
Me too. That's no wonder.
Yeah, there it is. So you can actually go in and say, let's see, I've got some spirulina in mine.
I love spirulina.
Yes, me too. It's in there based on like my allergies and the fact that I don't always get enough fruits and veggies throughout the day. Of course I try, but sometimes it's a little tough. Yeah. So I'm getting the extra nutrients there that I'm not getting on the days that I'm not having enough fruits and veggies. In my nighttime pack, these really big ones, those are fish oils. So I mentioned that I was at an increased risk for inflammation. I take 3 fish oils every single night, in addition to making sure that I meet my daily recommendation of omega-3s. So this way I know that I'm taking care of my inflammation and I'm not making it worse by like waking up and working out really hard and then not having those. So those are just 2 of the many that I take every day, but you can also adjust your packs based on your goals. So if you're not, I'm trying to think of an example, like some people that I talk to, they have like joint issues. So we make sure that they're taking their fish oils, but then on top of that, they might have like a joint support vitamin in the morning. So just like one example of many. So basically what I'm trying to say is you don't have to get all the vitamins that they recommend for you, because of course it's going to recommend a lot. In fact, I don't want to lie, I don't remember the exact statistic, but many people, especially in the United States, are deficient in over 27 of the most essential micronutrients. So it's important that we think about it, because we might think that we're getting those micronutrients in our food, but they're not as prevalent in our food sources today than they were centuries ago, before like people did this. Yeah. So
I love how much also you have like actually like learned, like, you know what I mean? Like you're not a nutritionist or you didn't go to school for this, but it's like this passion of, you know yourself so much, and you continue, I'm sure, every day. Yeah. And everything that you have, like that you learn, that you have right in your hands right now to know about yourself, it's beautiful. And how does that change? For example, let's say, like, I mean, if you tell me, I love this, right? And how's your name? What is the difference? Like I have fish oils, I have all these kind of vitamins, but I take them, not really, I should. But what's the difference between having a whole, having all these different vitamins that, somebody can just get from a store, but what is the difference from these vitamins? Are they the same vitamins, just that they prepare them for you? What is the difference? Or are they different?
I'm glad you asked. Okay. So
I'm very interested, by the way. Like, I totally want to do this.
So to answer your last question, they are specific to me in terms of the dose. So each vitamin in here, if you had it in your pack too, it would be the same dose, but let's say you were recommended 1, I might be recommended 3. So like that's to answer that question. But to answer the question of the difference between IDLife's vitamins and like GNC's vitamins, one thing is all of our products, but especially our vitamins, are third-party tested multiple times throughout like the packaging process as well as when they're making them. So that is because you can look up like third-party tests of any of the brands of vitamins that you might have in your cabinet, and it might surprise you for you to see that the fish oils you have are probably, not all of them, but very likely that they are expired before you bought them.
Oh, wow.
Or that they don't actually contain all of the things that the bottles say they contain. So a lot of times they're putting fillers in the vitamins that you're buying on the shelf. And so then what happens is you spend all this money on them and you take them and you think you're doing yourself like some good, but they're really just going through your body and you're kind of excreting them later. So
there's a big difference.
Yes, ours are tested very often throughout the process, and I'm sure I lost my train of thought.
It's okay, I do it all the time. Next question. No, I love it. So Ina was very interested. Okay, so now tell us. I think I got that down. Now we know what it is. I think it's something really, really, really cool because yes, we are all so different, right? And I love how you mentioned they ask you if you're on medications, whatever. Now, a question. In America, I don't know about you are in America, but in California at least, where I have lived in New York, I have lived in California. Everybody's on medication. I mean, mostly right now that people are like how life is, people are depressed, all these different type of medication. Does this company, let's say somebody wants to start coming out of medication, I'm sure all this, like, is there a plan? Do they help you with a plan to start slowing down or coming out of medication that will improve that specific, issue?
Okay. There isn't a direct, like, do this to get off of your medicine. But as I mentioned before about like some doctors not really knowing too much about not even just micronutrients, but let me add that the test also asks about medications that you're on, because sometimes some of the vitamins that you might take will interfere with the medications you're on. So it makes sure that it doesn't recommend anything that might interfere with your medicine. But also, a lot of people find once they start living a healthier lifestyle, eating a better diet, incorporating micronutrients, especially at such a high level, they start to realize that they might not need their medicine anymore. And it's not because we've cured them. It's because they're just taking better care of themselves. So I have found, now I will be very transparent, I got off of my medicine, my depression medicine, way before I even started my weight loss journey, because it caused me to gain an extra 25 pounds. So that was part of my journey. And I think that's when I really got addicted to food.
Yeah, because you had to get another drug. Your brain is like, what?
Yeah, exactly. So now, though, I've been taking the vitamins for a very long time, and I can honestly say I have many, many, many less bad days than I had, pre-IDLife. I was, not that I was like depressed every day, but I had a lot of days where my depression got the best of me. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to do anything. I would sleep, eat, and like maybe watch TV. And I really don't care for TV too much. So it was a lot of those stuck days where like I couldn't find motivation to shower or eat. or get out of bed or anything. So I'm not really saying that IDLife has cured my depression, because that isn't the case. I still have bad days sometimes, but I have a lot more ways to cope with it now. I know for a fact that when I stop eating right and I stop working out, I'm gonna get sad. I'm not taking care of myself. So it's been a lot of like guesswork and figuring out how to deal with it, but putting myself and my health first has absolutely made all the difference.
I love it. And it's like IDLife became for you like that. And I'm sure, you've met through IDLife, you have met so many amazing, guys,
Yes.
people that, teach you all these things that are there for you. I mean, it's like, it's been your save. No, I want to say savior, because like you said, yeah, that wasn't the whole point, but it's like that base. That's my word. That base
kind of saved me in a way.
Like you're like a mother, right? Like it grab you and help you. It taught you, like your school. That's the word. It's your school.
Yes.
I love
some great teachers behind me. I work really closely with a health coach and a certified certified sports nutritionist. Sorry. So they've been able to teach me so much. And the coolest thing about it is not only do they already know so much, but I showed them this, which is for me, and they were able to teach me even more, as if this doesn't do enough. And I didn't really show like each individual page, but every page has a blue box, and the blue box is personalized guidance. So that's guidance for you. So the page will teach you, let's see, let's open a page.
So cool.
Ironically, I opened to inflammation. So
I suffer inflammation, like bloatedness, right? That's like the same thing.
That kind of that your bloating can come from inflammation.
From food maybe that I'm not supposed, that my body doesn't like, and I don't know, right?
Okay. Exactly. Yeah. So a lot of people, when they start their journey, it's a lot of like guessing, a lot of figuring out which foods make you feel the best, which foods don't make you feel good at all, but are deemed healthy. And a good example of that is a lot of people, or almost everyone, will agree that an avocado is a healthy food.
I mean, yeah. Are you gonna tell me that no?
No, they absolutely are healthy, but they're not healthy for everyone.
Everybody. There's some people, yeah.
So for me, I'm okay to eat an avocado, a whole one. I can eat a whole one in a day, and I'm good. But my friend Moulis, she can eat a third of an avocado, and she is done for fats for the day. So a lot of people are eating 2 and 3 avocados a day, thinking that that's going to help them lose weight or whatever their goal might be. And it might actually be causing them a lot of distress and a lot of like backing up instead of moving forward.
That's how you find out, because now you are for what works for you.
Right. So I did go through that, but I didn't steer too much away from like grilled chicken, vegetables, and not much else. So like I said, that's all that me and my mom knew. We really weren't sure like what else to do. So I've learned a lot since then, and it's not rare for me to eat grilled chicken and vegetables, but I enjoy it a lot more now because I've learned so many different ways to cook it. And
you know what's actually doing to your body, and how it makes you feel after you eat that kind of food,
Exactly.
So it's like now you have made that huge base, and now it's like your lifestyle. That now you are, look at, like, everything that you have taught me and experience right now is like, it's you can tell that it's you. It's like you, and we're always learning, but like you are here now teaching other people about that.
And that's really why I became an associate. I do a lot in terms of like sources of income, so it was never about the money for me for this. I have 3 other jobs, so I can take care of myself in that aspect, but this is my way of teaching other people the things that I've learned and being able to help them get started on their own journey. And a lot of the people that I work with aren't even looking to lose weight, but
yeah, like me, like I would like to just be fit. You know, I mean, I think I'm pretty healthy, but I would like to even continue, even be more healthy. Or you know, life can be very busy, right? Or just like, you know, have things handy, right? Oh, I am running now. I have my little package of my vitamins, like, you know, take throughout, and just learn about not just outside in the soul kind of manner, but your body inside, you know, like everything. So I think it's yeah, like you said, it's not only about the losing weight, but it's just, it makes you a better person all around, to know yourself. I love it. One question: are you complete with explaining what you were explaining? Can I move on, or there's something else about your own personal? I'm gonna ask more questions about IDLife, but I'm just asking if you're complete.
Yeah, I think as far as like the DNA and vitamins and like how I got started with everything and why, I think I've pretty much covered all my bases there.
Yeah, and again, if anybody eventually has questions, you can follow her on. I mean, if you don't follow people on Facebook, you can request her. You can follow her on Instagram. Okay, so my next question is, all right, so how much is this? How does it work? Like, I'm interested myself. How does this? What do I do now?
Okay, so there's a couple different options. So you can just buy a DNA kit outright. It's I don't want to lie to you.
It's okay. No, check, please. I mean, do like somebody come to my house and do the test? Do they send?
Okay, that's what you're asking. Gotcha. No, it's a kit. So I should have grabbed my box, but it's in my kitchen.
You can go grab it if you want. I would like
to your house, and it comes with 4 cotton swabs in it, and an envelope that you send back. It comes with everything you need to send it off. So you just swab the insides of your cheeks. I think 30 seconds on each one, and then you put them in the envelope, put the sticker on it, and send it off. And then they email you your report. I printed mine because I refer to it so often. It would be a hassle.
It's your Bible. It's like your Bible.
A little bit, yeah. So the price of it.
Here we go.
There we go.
$10,000.
No, although it has been in the past before I found this. In order for you to get this kind of intricate like DNA test, years ago it did cost well over $100,000.
I'm sure. I mean,
it's kind of crazy to think like how far our technology has come. This one is $250, and then they also give you with that $100 coupon to go towards your vitamins. So if you think about it that way, it's more like $150. But I personally hate seeing anyone pay full retail price if they don't have to, because that's just foolish. So we do have like a VIP option to where it would cost $19.95, but it lasts a whole year. So you would put the DNA box in your cart and then put that in your cart, and it would automatically give you a 15% discount, which takes $38 off the price of the DNA kit. Pretty much the VIP option in that sense pays for itself. So I encourage anyone to do that. And then your discount will last, like I said, the whole year. And that goes for any like products you want to get. If you want to keep getting your vitamins, they're going to continue to be 15% off. And then if you put anything on subscription to where it comes once a month, like your vitamins, because they're a 30-day supply, then it would bump you up to the max discount of 20. And that's off of every order all the time until the year is up. So that would be the route that I would encourage you to take, just because it pays for itself and it saves you more.
Yeah, of course. I'm also like I guess associate, you want to call it, for, I do hair stuff. So you are speaking my language. VIP, where you want to go. Yes.
I wanted to tell you that hair mask you sent me, wonderful. I love that.
Yes, yes. And it smells so good.
Yes.
That's for another video, but yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. So okay, so let's say basically, and because you mentioned supplements, and we haven't really talked about supplements. So we have the vitamins, and the price varies depending on the person. After you take your test, they're gonna tell you, they're gonna give you a lot of options, but then you really get to choose which ones are the main ones you want to focus on.
So you can pick which ones. I like to use the word prioritize. So whichever vitamins are like top priority for you, make sure that you've got those in your pack. And like I said, you could click on why and figure out exactly why that one's in there and how important that is to
depending on your goal, depending on
your budget, everything. Yeah. So it'll tell you how much your vitamin pack is per day, how much it is per week, and how much it is per month. The per month price is the one that you would be paying because they send you the whole month at once. Yeah, exactly. But
so okay, and now what other supplements are there? Because you mentioned supplements.
Yes, they've got kind of a lot. It's kind of whatever you're looking for, but they're all very like obvious. For instance, we have an energy product, and it's called Energy. We have this is probably, I have two favorite products, but I love them all. So Slim Plus is the first one. And these are drink packets. You just put them in a bottle of water. Now, Slim Plus, it sounds like it's a weight loss supplement, which it is, but I will say that it works very well regardless of what your goal is because of the things that are in there and what it's doing for you. So it'll help with appetite control, which is kind of what everyone is looking for to avoid snacking. And I love that about it because it works phenomenally. It'll hold me over 2 or 3 hours until my next meal, and you can offer me a cookie and I will tell you no, and that's crazy. I love my cookies. So that's that. It also gives you it puts you in a good mood. It gives you some focus. It's got a little bit of caffeine, so that way you can replace it or replace your coffee with it if you like to have it in the morning. I personally do because I try not to eat until later in the day. So I normally start my mornings with a Slim and Lean. And so these capsules are, it's a BCAA supplement, but it helps increase thermogenesis and boost your metabolism. So we call this the power couple. Anyone who is looking to lose body fat specifically, this is what you want to go for. And they work beautifully together. They put you ready to go in the morning, good to go. So that's how I start every morning.
It gives me energy. I love energy. It gives me a lot of energy.
Yeah. So the energy product specifically it's great. It gives you the type, not energy to where you're like anxious and like jittery, but it gives you that like clean, like focus that like, this is what I need to do. And this is how I'm going to do it, and I'm going to get it done. Like that kind of energy.
But it helps with your brain. Like there's something that goes there and like it makes you those synapses work like
good. So one of the ingredients in our energy product is GABA. And I don't know too much about it, but what I do know about GABA is that it has been shown to reduce symptoms of ADD and ADHD, especially in children. So a lot of people, I don't know if it's like this for you, Kat, but especially here in Louisiana, it's almost uncommon to find a child who isn't on like ADD or ADHD medication. And so everyone thinks that these kids are like, and in reality, if they had the right things that their brains needed, they could focus better and they wouldn't need that medicine. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to get too far into that, but that is my thoughts on that. If you exercise like I do, we do have a very awesome pre and post workout. So I love the strawberry kiwi flavor. I'm trying to figure out which way I got to turn this so you could see.
I know, right? It's opposite.
Yeah, a little bit. So I like this because I don't know if you're familiar with any pre or post workouts.
I used to be a trainer. I used to be a personal trainer like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. So
Cool.
I
So before IDLife, I didn't really use pre and post workouts. I had tried a couple of pre-workouts and they made me, especially like with my anxiety, it made it 10 times worse. If I was going to a gym, especially back then, I was not as confident and comfortable in a gym. I felt like everyone was watching me. I was shaking. My teeth
I know that.
and like I was itching, and it's weird, and it's like crackhead energy. I'm not there for it.
Yeah.
So when I tried this one, I was very hesitant because I did not want to feel that.
Many people when you talk about pre-workout, even me, right? Like I'm just like because we had those experiences, right?
Yes. Okay, so it's important then to know that pre and post workouts are not regulated by the government. So me and Kat can go and make a pre-workout and put whatever we want in it and put it on the shelf and sell it to you. And it might give you a heart attack if you drink enough of it in a short enough period of time, but it would be considered okay. And I don't think that's okay. So I love that ours is third-party tested, but more importantly, I love that when I drink it, I'm not like, instead, I'm focused. I can work out through my entire workout without feeling like I'm dying, which is important for me. I'm still having trouble getting into that like harder workout routine. But I really like the post as well because I feel like if you work out hard enough, especially once you've had a pre-workout with all those stimulants in there, at some point you have a crash.
Yeah.
I don't find that.
When you get a stomach ache, I will get stomach ache or headaches.
With this one, I feel like that doesn't happen. I don't have that crash. I don't feel weird after I've drinking it or after my workout. I really like the post-workout though, honestly, because it tastes really good. But I also know that there's things in there to kind of help my body recover, especially like coming back to that inflammation issue. I know that if I'm drinking this, then there are things in there to help, like, let me see if I could find what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And it also makes you drink more water because you are, fit, right? So that kind of goes together, all that hydration stuff together.
Right. So there is things in there to help hydrate you after your workout. I really like to mix my post-workout with hydrate.
Ooh, what is that?
Whenever you mix
everything.
Yeah, it's really good. This is kind of like, think like Gatorade, but without all the sugar in it. I don't know if you've ever like looked at how much sugar is in a bottle of Gatorade.
No, I haven't.
It's kind of crazy. Like, it's really crazy. With that being said, all of our products are artificial sweetener free. They are soy free, gluten free. Most of them are vegan and vegetarian friendly, with the exception of 2 of our products, and those are our whey protein shakes. But we do have a vegan shake, and that's the one that I really like. It looks like this. I get this one because it's got 2 servings of fruits and veggies in there. And like I mentioned earlier, I don't always get all my fruits and vegetables in, basically because I don't really have the time to prepare all that, which is why I meal prep my lunch. Breakfast is usually pretty easy on me, and then for dinner, me and
I see all your posts, and it looks good too. Like the toast with avocado and then your vitamins, like it's amazing.
Yeah. So
that's preparation, having a plan. Most of it goes fast.
The other product that I use most, and the last one that I'm going to talk about, is our sleep strips.
Oh my God.
I'm going to have to give you some samples of these, Kat.
Please, can you have samples? So I'm totally going to join, by the way. I'm very, I want to do this.
It's great. The sleep strips are my favorite because I have always been that person. I like to eat before I go to sleep. And then I like to wake up in the middle of the night and snack. And if I'm not snacking, then I'm also like walking around at night, I can't like sleep.
Yeah. So
Basically, what this does, it's melatonin, 5-HTP, and L-theanine, which are 3 ingredients that work together. Although the melatonin, it's a very small dose, so that way it doesn't interact with your brain's ability to produce it on its own. So the 3 ingredients work together to have you fall asleep faster, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed. Whenever I wake up from one of these in the morning, I'm up and I'll try to go back to sleep because I'm comfortable and I just woke up. But they don't let me. So a lot of times I wake up before my alarm goes off and I'll get out of bed and I'm ready to go. Like, let's get the day.
All your vitamins and all your stuff, and then you feel so like.
Exactly. All of it just works so well together. And it's kind of crazy to think that how I feel after like a normal day on my products is kind of how humans were designed to feel. And we're being deprived of that because we don't know better based on our diets and all the junk that's being put into our food. It could be a long conversation.
Yeah, no, but I love it. We are about to be an hour, so we are gonna be almost be done with this. But I think you answer all my questions. You define everything pretty good. You have a lot of knowledge about it, which it shows your passion on it. And I'm very proud of you. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that we did this. Let me see. I'm thinking if there's any other questions. So you told us the price. Okay, this is the last question. Yes, it came to me. Nice. Let's say somebody that is watching this that will watch it. I want to make sure to leave like your information down below. Right now we're on Facebook, so they're gonna see your page. Do you have a website? What's the best social media for people to contact if they have questions or they want to just go and join?
Okay, so I do have my website link in my bio on my Facebook page, but I do strongly encourage anyone who is interested to talk with me first because I'm not trying to sell you anything, but I want to make sure that what you're doing is not only going to last and work for you, I want to make sure that you're starting in the best position for you. So you might want to do the DNA test, but your goal is to just like be healthier. First, I want you to, start working towards that goal. Because if you just buy the DNA test, that's not actually going to do anything unless you implement the information in it. So of course, like, you should get it. I think it's something that everyone should do and everyone can do. But I want to help you become the better and best version of yourself. So if that means that first we have to have a conversation so that way I can give you some tips on like your exercise or your food or whatever it may be for you. I want to be a part of it. I want to help you and I want to kind of like guide you to where you should get there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so you are like a health coach, right? And you're like a coach. Would you call that?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, like you're coaching me or whoever is doing it through the whole journey, right? And being the support there. I love it. Okay, so
I guess if you put it that way, I do like people.
Now we're losing connection.
Yeah, and that's like to be the person that kind of like holds you accountable, but also like helps you, makes it a little bit easier for you. And for me, whenever I needed it,
I love
so
yeah. No, I totally love it. Yeah. And we are, I think, I don't know, I'm losing you a little bit, but I think we are going to complete this video. It was amazing, all the information. Honestly, I mean, I learned so much. Thank you so much. And we are going to completely talk about more of this because I'm very interested myself. Thank you, everybody that watched this video. Is there anything else you want to add to finish this video? Are you complete? Can we say goodbye? You can't, it's like, you see that too? I can't hear you. I guess she's complete. Just
I think I'm good.
okay,
I
nice.
guess all I have is everybody. Oh,
I didn't hear you. Are you complete? Oh, I see your mouth moving, but or you're texting me probably. Let me see, or no, or she left. Okay, so I think we are complete. If yeah, my screen is black. I can't see. Well, she is complete. If anything, you guys can go ahead and ask. You know, care for a question. She said goodbye. Her computer shut off. Thank you everybody for people that came in, joined, left. We'll see this later. Have an amazing day. I will see you in my next video. My next video is gonna be next Saturday. I'm gonna have a completely different topic, different person that I'm gonna be interviewing in Spanish. Have an amazing day, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye. Ciao. No, that's not where you go. I want to make sure